My face didn't scare you away, so I'm going to start this one out. We'll face shot. If you're seeing this, the chisels are available. First link in the description. Our signature chisels are here. FedEx just dropped off what I think is the final packaging and the tools, and we did a little merchy stuff. So let's go see what's at the door. Well, that's a good start. Buckleguy. All right, look, I cleaned the top too. So Melissa from Dad Hands is hanging out on Cape with me for a month, and we cleaned the shop all up. Nice fresh start. So let's open this box. Okay, here we go. I'm like shaking a little bit. We've been working on this for like 2 years. A year on our own, and then a year with Buckleguy. There we go. Okay, so excuse me if I'm shaky. I just can't believe this is happening, and it's all because of you guys. So here we go. Here's the shot. The Corter signature stitching chisels are now available for purchase. Here is what we have to offer for you. The first thing we're going to start with is the stitching chisel set. So we have these in 3.38 millimeter, 3.85 millimeter, and 5 millimeter spacing. The set, mine say sample on them. Yours obviously will not. They have the beautiful green. We really wanted this to be special packaging, but it's all recyclable, and it just kind of looks cool. Melissa from Dad Hands did all these illustrations. I designed the rest of the packaging, and then Kevin and Buckleguy did the actual box itself. And they won't come floppy like this. They come nice and taped up like this. You can see the clear. Now, we did have one little oopsie, and in the 3.38 millimeter, the first batch is, the big one is an 8 tooth. It's not a 9 tooth. All the other spacings are a 9 tooth. This will be fixed in the next batch. It'll be a 9 tooth. So if you run 3.38 millimeter and you want an 8 tooth, this is going to be the only run we do of them, probably. But we have the chisel set, which is going to be about $140 to $150. I think it's $140 for the 3.38s and $148 for the 3.85s and the 5 millimeter. Then we have any of these you want to buy individually, you can buy them individually. And let me get a knife to open this up to show you what it'll look like inside, because this one, individual multi-tooth, any individual piece that you buy that's not the single tooth is going to come in this package. So I'm just going to cut this little guy here and this little guy here, and this is going to slide out. And there you go. And so you just pick him up, and that is the branding without the sample marks on it. Oop. So you've got our logo and the size on one side, and the Buckleguy B on the other. Nice and simple. Nothing too flashy, just something nice to look at. We'll go over the shapes and stuff in a minute, but I just want to show you the packaging and how everything comes, because we worked really hard on it. So you can see this multi-tool, we do plan on making bigger chisels, like 10 tooth and 12 tooth. So there's lots of room for future growth in the tooth size. But for now, we're launching with single tooth, and then 2, 5, and 9, or in this case, this is the 3.38 and 8 tooth. And then last but not least, our favorite little guy. This is the universal single tooth. So this single tooth works with any of the spacing sets. He's going to come just like that. Comes out of the box, and that's that. So the single tooth is $36. So to get a set of 259 or 8, if you're getting that's why there's a sticker here. Everything will be written here if it's not the the 8-tooth specific one. This is just a first batch. Think of it as a limited edition. This would be your full set right there. And for pricing, I know pricing is important to everyone. I made these because I wanted something in between the $25 sets and the $250 sets. And this would be $148 American, and this will be $36 American. And Buckleguy has free shipping with orders over $100 if you're in the US. And I believe they're doing like a 5% discount if you order the single and the set together, just as a little launch bonus. If you want to order individuals, say you only want a 5-tooth and a 2-tooth, it'll come in this box. And I keep showing them off so much because I just am so happy with how they came out. As a graphic design nerd, printing white ink on craft paper was, I didn't think that was ever going to be an option for little old me to do. And it's not a sticker, it's actually printed on there. And it's not something that's usually done. So it just looks really cool. And you just saw me pull it out of the package, so I'm just kind of waxing poetic here. But let me show you some other stuff that we have to go along with this. So we wanted to have fun with it. Of course, we have some of Buckleguy's famous stickers. And Melissa drew up all the drawings, and then I designed everything. So I'm sure you'll get 1 or 2 of these with your purchase. Or if you don't purchase them, they'll come in your package to tell you to try, maybe give them a try. I went to Buckleguy and I said, hey, can we do merch for a Chisel release? I know it's weird, but I kind of want to do it. And they said, absolutely. So then I sent Dad Hands Melissa this drawing and said, hey, could you make this not look like this? And here we go. So this is the first piece of wearable merch, t-shirt-wise, I've ever made. It's Comfort Colors, because now Comfort Colors is big, but it's Cape Cod tradition. It's apparently Comfort Colors. Long sleeve, pocket tee. You got your Magic 8 Ball on the front. Full sleeve print, because I know you guys are going to be making great stuff with these chisels. And of course, in this nice vintage cream color, you have a Chisel Wizard on the back. And I just don't think it gets much better than that for a first piece of merch. It's kind of crazy, 15 years in, this is my first piece of merch. But it's not white, it's like an ivory, and it's a faded denim. I wanted to do something with a little bit of color, but I know a lot of y'all wear black. So we have the 3 hits on the shirt. And if you haven't done Comfort Colors, if you ever tried a Comfort Colors blank, they are so comfortable. A little bit of a boxy fit, but I mean, rented in Massachusetts. I'm very proud of this one. I designed that little thing. That's the only thing on this that I designed. Well, in this. This was a font that I messed with, but Melissa did the back. So you guys have been seeing me use these. Let me get that in focus. You guys have been seeing me use these for 6 months now, maybe. And it's a sample, not for sale. And the only thing that changed about them is the metal. We actually upped the metal up in quality. They're carbon steel. And we were having I just wanted a better metal. So the choice was, do we make them a couple bucks more expensive and use a nicer steel? And we decided to go ahead and do that. We also decided to go ahead and, sorry, I'm trying to get used to filming on my own here, to go ahead and do the 3.38 as well. So on this piece, this is a fully finished non-sample version. So you have my branding and the size on one side, the spacing, and you have Buckleguy's branding on the other, nice and simple. And I believe it's just a Cerakote finish. And then these teeth are nice and polished. You can see there, it's really a gorgeous finish. And then to me, the most important part is to have a nice big spade so that you can hold in any way you want. Some people like to hold like this. Some people like to hold down here. I'm one of those people. Some people like to hold up here like this. So let me zoom out a little bit. So with the shape, you can see that it starts small, gets big and comes back small again, right? And that's done so that it fits into the crook of your hand if you hold it like this, and it fits the shape of your finger if you hold it like this. So you have a lot of options there. It's also done so that if you want to wrap your handle in leather, this coming back in will lock that leather in. You could wet mold in some leather handles, some leather covers, and that's pretty much the ergonomics. We worked really hard, honestly, on this little angle. Took a lot of print. We 3D printed these just for hand feel. I have a whole box of them somewhere, but I can't find them after the move. So then we did an olive tooth profile. So let me get in close here, and you can see the tooth profile. So an olive tooth profile is a little less, I'd say, Western looking than a diamond-shaped tooth profile, but it's not as slanted as a French tooth profile. It's kind of in the middle. And I like that because it gives you options. You can make it look really Western, you can make it look pretty French, or you can just sew as you sew, and it's a nice mellow stacked, you're still gonna get a stacked stitch, but you have choices with the olive tooth profile. You have nice polished tines there. Oop, lost my focus. Nice polished tines. Everything else is black. And then you have the logos are fully etched in. So they're not going anywhere. And then if you want to see what they'll look like after 6 months, 8 months of professional use in the shop, this coating is so hard that actually, let's do this. We'll take an awl here. Nothing you can't rub off. So it was important to me to do a coating that was going to stay. And this stuff is really nice. It kind of fades over time. I have a couple other tools with it. And it fades almost like a pair of jeans. It'll just slowly start to dull away and the steel will come through, but it takes years for that to happen. Other features, you have, of course, the tines are a little bit longer than a standard tine. You can see how we made that upgrade. This was the sample, so that you can get through thicker stuff, but it doesn't affect the strength because we went up to the stronger carbon steel. So we made the tines a little bit longer. If you want to punch through 14 ounces, 15 ounces of leather, you can do that with these. And we also, let's see, on the single tooth, it took a long time to get this tooth, the single tooth, right, because you don't have this big shoulder here, right, to put your hand. So we had just a perfect, we had to get this just right so that you can still hold it. But if you want to hold it kind of pencil-like, or if you want to hold it down like this, you can do that as well, which is how I personally hold it. Now, the shape also is great for beginners because what it does is it allows you, the way it comes in here, when you put your chisel down and you use a maul, if you have a flat top, you can hit an edge and kind of throw yourself, right? By the way this comes in, when you use a maul and hit this chisel, if you're off a little bit, it's not going to throw your chisel around. It's going to let you, and we tested this a lot. We tested a lot of different handle shapes. It's not going to throw your awl so that you make a stitch this way, or you throws your stitch line off. You put it down, you strike it, and because this comes in, it's a nice striking surface, but it also keeps you super stable. So that's those are all the main features. I mean, it's a very simple tool. This is still the sample. This is here we go. Here's the finished one. Yeah, I had dreams of making a big reveal video, but you know, things change. And I like that it's just you guys and me for a little while on my little Sony vlogging camera, which honestly is very easy to use compared to the big setup. I can just kind of run and gun, and it feels like I'm a little bit more close to you guys, showing you around. So those are the features of the chisels. They're the same quality as a lot of the big names. They're just a lower price because Buckleguy is selling direct to consumer, and everything was done in-house. So that's the difference. There are no real middlemen in this whole process. You know, I'm not going to try to tell you to buy these over anything else. There are a lot of chisels on the market now. I know you can go on Alibaba and buy chisels. I know you can go and buy chisels from other makers and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to tell you how I designed these, the thought process that I had in my head, and why I thought it was appropriate to bring them to market, because I don't like making just random stuff with my name on it. And I don't know if they're going to sell these yet, but if they do, Kevin over at Buckleguy designed this gorgeous stand. And this is all acrylic, and you snap it together, and it's held together like an old woodworking bench. And this holds all 3 sets of chisels. So if you want to go ahead and buy all 3 sets of chisels, you can store them all in this. I don't have them all on me, but you can store them all like that. And that's really cool. It's like a 3-level acrylic that comes flat packed. But as soon as you install these, they're just little like wedges, right? You install that into there. Super sturdy. We've been trying these out we've had these for a couple months in the shop, and they work fantastic. I think we might have, I'm not sure if these are going to be out yet when this video goes live. We wanted to get the chisel out as quick as we could. And so these might be available. They might not be. But I just feel honored that my name gets to be on these, you know, and it's because of you guys. So I think that's going to be it for the video. Melissa's here. I'm going to see if she wants to say anything about the packaging, because I'm super jazzed on it. And actually, let's take one more look at the t-shirt, because I can't get over how good. I'm trying to find, that should give you a good idea of the color. So this is white. That's white. We did like an ivory. I'm a big vintage t-shirt collector, and I wanted it to look like we pulled a bunch of dead stock 80s stuff out of a box. Not necessarily in design, but just in color. And it matches this faded denim perfectly. And it just looks, I mean, it glows. It's gorgeous. And her illustration is just awesome. It's super rad. So yeah, let's get her in here and see if she wants to say a couple words, because this project was her and me for most of it. As long as I took care of I would tell her what I wanted on the illustration, she would make them happen. And we also have a little surprise for you. Dad Hands flew across the continent and is drawing up a flash sheet for us. So I know it's kind of hard when you're a leather worker and you want to get a tattoo, and you really can only get kind of tools. So we have a full flash sheet. It'll be the second link in the description. We got Bob Ross, we got the astronaut, we got the originals, we got the group, we got the wizard, we got the dancers, we got everything. The hiker. And who got the first 2?
We did.
We certainly did. So let me see yours. So Dad Hands went for number 1. Number 1 guy. Oh God, it's not focusing. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. And I went for, can you make sure that can you grab the camera there? Yep. And just show mine? I went straight for the original guy that we designed.
You got number 1.
I got the first one. So I've always wanted a leatherworking tattoo that wasn't my logo. And I love 40s and 50s industrial and advertising. And Melissa's really fucking good at what she does. So we decided to put out a flash sheet. And if you want to get one, second link in description will be a full enough size you can bring to your tattoo artist, and we'll be able to make a tracing and make it any size you want. Whoever gets this guy, the astronaut, You need to definitely tag me in that because he's my absolute favorite.
I think mine's the wizard.
The wizard is my favorite on the
Yeah,
t-shirt,
okay.
but that'd be like a full upper arm piece.
Or like a really great tramp stamp.
Yeah, lower back. They're coming back. Do that. That'd be special. So yeah. So that's it, guys. Everything's live. First link in the description will get you to Buckleguy's site. So get the chisels and the t-shirts, and I'm sure they're throwing in stickers with everything. Second link is simply going to go to a PDF. I don't even think it's going to be a PDF. It's probably a JPEG of the flash sheet if you want to get some tattoos. And so I know this was a little rushed. I wish it was a better produced video, but we're a one-man band right now. So here's your tooth profiles. On the right is 5mm, and the center is 3.85, and on the left is 3.38. And you can see it's kind of a diamond, but it's a little bit rounder and pointed a little more like French. So it's kind of in the middle. It's my favorite tooth profile. And that's it. So it was kind of, they sent me everything. They said, we're ready to go. It's been a long time. A lot of you guys have just been so supportive and waiting. And I wanted to just get my point and shoot, make this video. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm sorry if the camera's set up wrong, if the sound's wrong. But just so you know, everything's out, and it's all because of you guys this is happening. It's a true dream for me. So I got it tattooed on my arm. I feel like Michael Jordan getting a pair of sneakers, you know? So, for those asking, brass blade handles next. We have a super nice engraving. These have been tested for 3 years, I'm not joking. And Buckleguy took over, they had to do some CAD work. These are absolutely gorgeous. I'm pretty sure we're close to the final. The issue some of you guys know, we were having some splitting issues because the whole thing is solid brass. And so this wasn't thick enough. This part unscrews to remove the blade. So we had to go in and do a bunch of machining magic in here to thicken up some parts and stress test some parts. We got a much deeper engraving. It looks fantastic. And we messed around with the weight a little bit, the weight distribution. So this is a weighted knife. Once you cut with one of these, you're never going to be able to cut with an aluminum knife again. It's a real game changer. And so they hold number 2 X-Acto blades, but they hold them either direction, and they hold anything that is the same size as a number 2 X-Acto, which, as you guys know, is how I like to cut leather. And then the quarter pounder is coming up after that, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if this is kind of an all over the place quick video. I will say we did not order a ton of these first batch. So if you want them, grab them. That's not false scarcity. There's only 100 sets of each. So grab one. And if you want a cool t-shirt that doesn't just have a logo on it, I can't do logo t-shirts, it's just not me. But it does have a little logo in it. I just think it's the coolest t-shirt ever, and it's got the perfect vintage vibe. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting me as I transition through all of everything that's going on, becoming a one-person business again, flying a collaborator across a continent to come help with some stuff, and yeah, it feels like a dream to me. And thank you to Buckleguy for, really huge thank you to Buckleguy for just trusting a year ago in my vision and going so far as to even designing fully custom, fully recyclable at my request packaging with the matching. It couldn't be any better. So I hope you guys like them. And for those of you who pick them up, I hope you get some beautiful stuff made out of them. So we'll see you in the next one.